Hello everyone, welcome to Raj Solution. This is Rajorshi Maiti pursuing MBA from IBS Dehradun. Today in this topic, we will describe the two important aspects of international trade theories. First one is absolute advantage theories and second one is comparative advantage theory. But before going to discussion, we will shortly describe the international trade or what is international trade. Basically, we can say that a trade is the concept of exchanging goods and services between two people. So, international trade, that will be the exchanging of goods and services internationally. That means between two different trading countries. Then, our next topic is absolute advantage theory. Absolute advantage theory was proposed by Adam Smith, known as the father of economics. In the year of 1776, a book was published by Adam Smith named The Wealth of Nation. Before this book was published, in the Western European country, the first trade theory, that is the mercantilism theory, was followed by the traders. Mercantilism theory was developed in the 16th century. The concept of mercantilism theory was for creating a country's wealth, increase the export as much as possible, but restrict the import. So this is the concept of mercantilism theory. For creating a country's wealth, you have to increase the export as much as possible, but restrict its import. But Adam Smith first broke the concept or broke the trend through proposing the absolute advantage theory in the 1776. Smith states that if any country restrict its import but increase its export, then it will be harmful for other trading countries, or also it will be harmful for their economic conditions. Adam Smith firstly proposed the free trading concept and also proposed that there will be no government interference or less government interference. So, according to absolute advantage theory, each and every country is efficient in production of a particular goods and services according to their particular geographical conditions or according to their particular infrastructural aspect. So that means, suppose India is based in production of softwares and UK is based in production of textiles. Then we can say that UK can export its textiles to India and also import software from India. So through this theory, both the country will grow at a particular time, or we can say that both the country will grow simultaneously. That is, the simultaneous growth will be held for the both competitor countries or both trading countries. Now we will describe this absolute advantage theory with the help of an example. Suppose in this case, India produces 10 units of software per labor hour and UK produce 1 unit software per labor hour. As usual in the case of textile, India produce 1 unit per labor hour textile and UK produce 8 unit textile per labor hour. So, in this case, that means in the case of software, India has the absolute advantage. But when it comes to the textile, UK produce much. That means UK has the absolute advantage. But what is absolute advantage? Absolute advantage, that means the ability of an individual to carry out a production more efficiently than the other competitor countries or other trading countries. So in that case, UK saves 9 labor hour because he or UK produces 1 unit domestically and import 10 units from India. So UK saves the 9 labor hour. So if UK import that particular 9 labor hour in the production of the textile, then the production of textile will be 9 into 8, that will be the 72 units. And from 72 units, if UK exports 8 units to the India, then there will be the excess amount of 66 units. So that will be helpful for the country people. So this is the total concept of absolute advantage theory. Then our next topic is comparative advantage theory. Comparative advantage theory was proposed by the David Ricardo in the 19th century. Ricardo considered what goods and services countries should produce and suggested that they should specialize by allocating their scarce resources to produce goods and services for which they have a comparative cost of advantage. That means they have to consider the comparative cost advantage, not the absolute cost advantage. Basically, it was the case, or it was the problem of absolute advantage theory. The challenges to the absolute advantage theory was that some countries may be better at producing both the goods and services and therefore have an advantage in many areas. But another countries, that means another competitor countries or another trading countries, may not have the absolute advantage on that particular production. To answer this challenge, Ricardo introduced its comparative advantage theory, which states that if any country had absolute advantage in the production of both the products, specializations and trade could be still occur between two countries. That means if any country has a specialization of production of particular two products, but another country is not in the absolute advantage condition, but in that condition trading also will be possible. So this will be possible with the help of comparative advantage. In this case, country X has the absolute advantage in the production of product A and product B, but country Y has the absolute disadvantage in production product A and product B. So country X has the absolute advantage and country Y has the absolute disadvantage. So one country has the absolute advantage and another country has the absolute disadvantage. But in this condition, trading will be possible with the help of comparative advantage. Now we will describe the comparative advantage through a particular example. Suppose in this condition, India produces 10 units software per labor hour and UK produces 1 unit labor hour. And in the case of textile, India produces 5 unit per labor hour and UK produces 4 unit per labor hour. In this case, in the both of example, software and textile, India has the absolute advantage because India produces much. For the software it produces 10 units and for textile it produces 5 units. And absolute disadvantage present in the UK for both. But we have to find out that means we have to make or we have to apply the comparative advantage concept. For creating the comparative advantage concept, we have to find out where is the less disadvantage for UK. We will make it through with the help of ratio preparation. According to the example, it is visible that in the production of software, ratio is 10:1, and in the production of textile, ratio is 5:4. That means disadvantage is less in the case of textile. So that means India will produce the software and also UK will produce the textile, because UK has the comparative advantage, not absolute advantage. UK has the comparative advantage in the case of production of textiles. During trade, suppose 10 unit of software and 10 unit of textile will be traded. That is, that means for trading, India will produce 10 units software to export UK, and UK will produce 10 units textile to export in India. In this case, India has the advantage of 5 unit textile from 10 unit import from UK, because India already produces its 5 unit textile domestically. That means he has the advantage of 5 unit. But if UK want to produce 10 unit software which is imported from India, then it would be required 10 labor hour, because UK produces software 1 unit per labor hour. Then UK import software from India which saves 10 labor hour and which can be useful for production of a textile, or it can be used in the production of textile. Then the total production will be 10 into 4, because UK previously produced the textile 4 unit per labor hour, and he saves, or UK saves the 10 labor hour. That means 10 into 4, that is 40 unit. And from that, India imports 10 unit textiles. That means India would be benefited of 5 unit of textile, and China would be benefited by 30 unit of textile, because China produces 40 unit and will trade 10 unit to the India, and thus the both country will be benefited and could be able to simultaneous growth, or could be maintain the simultaneous growth, and rest of 30 unit textile for the UK, that will be the useful for the countrymen or country people. Thus the comparative advantage theory is helpful in the case of less production capacity. So this is the whole concept of David Ricardo, that means the comparative advantage theory. So that's it for today. If you like the video, subscribe our channel and hit the like button, and also press the bell icon for never miss another update. If you want any video in any particular topic, comments below. Keep growing, stay blessed. Thank you.